Hey everybody. I'm gonna do a painting today. It's gonna be like light language art, or basically codes that are very healing to look at as well as channel. And I thought I'd just like chat with you guys while I did it. And yeah, I'm going to make it a red-faced one because I feel like we all need grounding right now. And yeah, this paper is like, it's not completely bare, but it's all I have left in my book, so I need to get more. Yeah, so I had someone contact me the other week about like getting me to draw her basically like one of these, but specifically for her own healing codes. And yeah, I have to say, you guys, that it was a really special experience. I really liked tuning in with her energy, and it was a really different way of working, like to do the painting. And I was really surprised at how healing it felt as well, in terms of like, you know, Spirit was working with me in such a similar way in terms of, you know, showing me the colours that were most medicinal for her, and showing me even like while I was painting, because I did a two-sided one for her, and while I was painting the first side, I was sitting outside sort of around sunset, and I just kept on seeing feathers appear like near my feet, and they were all different colors and stuff. Like one was white, one was yellow and green, and it was so interesting because it was like always reflecting the colors that I was using, and it just really felt so magical. And yes, so I've decided to basically start to offer my language art as a offering, as a service. So I'm still a little bit sorting out how I want to price it, because it changes things, you guys, when you decide to like put a price tag on something that you just do. It's strange, but I also really enjoyed it, so it's worth it, and it's worth me like getting over my strange worthiness things around like, oh my god, how am I supposed to like, I don't know, I feel like anyone who's gone through a process of like, you know, making the decision to like sell their art, or like sell what it is they do as their hobby, or like whatever, because it's such like a personal relationship to what you're, you know, and then it changes the process of it too. It's so strange. But, you know, I also was thinking about, you know, how do I actually want to live my life? What is it that I honestly want to do? What state of being do I want to be in? And how can I create as much as I can create, you know, a world that will help me to do that, to help me to stay open-hearted and peaceful. And painting is one of those things for me, definitely. I also, what else is going on? It's really, really hot today. It's 38 degrees Celsius. Pretty sure yesterday was like 40. Adelaide just gets these heat waves, you know, every year, but they have been getting worse in the past couple of years. But it's really strange because it's basically like a desert, but today it's really humid weather, and it's really unusual, and my hair's gone so curly, it's cool, but it's like, whew, I feel really, I don't know, like, I think because I grew up in the desert or desert-like conditions, like it's not full desert, but it is when you get further up north, you know, our state, South Australia, is mainly desert. Adelaide's coastal, but still. But yeah, so I guess because growing up in such dry conditions, it's like really strange to have the humidity. And I always felt that when I would travel to, like, you know, to Southeast Asia and India, it's like, what? How? But then people would probably come to the desert and think the same thing, so, well. Sometimes I just, as well, like, I will often start to sort of sing while I paint. I was singing while I was painting for that woman yesterday, and the song that came through was like so unique. I really tried to capture it because it's so magical, you guys. It's sort of just like it's sort of like having like a radio station inside of you, and like all of a sudden sometimes you can just like tune into such a incredible song that you never knew existed before you heard it, but it's coming through you. It's really cool. And sometimes I don't know how do I word this? Like sometimes I get so excited by the song and like its beauty that I really want to like record it on my, because I take a lot of just like voice memos on my phone voice recorder, and it's like this battle of like, okay, do I actually like, because I can keep channeling while I go like get my phone to record, but it's like this battle of like, should I bring myself out of this moment to like capture it, or should I just be in it? Because I've done both, you know. I've done the, okay, I really need to record this because it's special to me, and I've done the, okay, I'm just going to be in this vibration and its beauty and its healing. But it's like both both are good, or like both have something to offer, because sometimes I feel, you know, I feel like when I listen back to the recording later, I'm like, oh yeah, well, you know, it was like more special in the moment. And then other times I'm like, oh, I wish I had recorded that, because I'm like trying to get it back again and I can't. So it's interesting. But I do like to record, because when I listen to, you know, that sound current again, I can then bring it through again. It's interesting. I also had something funny happen where a subscriber, a really sweet subscriber, I really like what they did, but they have sort of like more of a gaming channel, and they basically like used some of my one of my light language songs in one of their videos, and they kind of like changed the audio in it a bit, and like I don't think they edited my voice, but they just like took out some of like the clicking from the light language, so it was more like a song sound. And I was like, are you sure that's my voice? I was like, wait, really? Wow, that sounds really good. And now I kind of like sing that song sometimes from that video, and I really like it. I'll see if I can sing it now. It started like really slow, But it was it was so funny at the same. Oh, got some of me. It was so funny at the same time because the channel, like I said, was like a gaming channel, and it was like a compilation videos of like shooting and stuff, like first person shooters. So it was heaps funny to have the light language amongst all these scenes of like poof, 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 poof. It was something like Oe hasina, oe hasina, oe hasina, oe hasina, oe hasina, oe hasina, oe hasina. It's like that a bit. It's really red. These ones are so old, I can't even really see the colour of them anymore. That's also really red. You guys, it's just so stinking hot. It's like, ugh. I don't know how many of you guys have experienced like heat waves, but yesterday I like got heaps of work done in the morning, but then in the afternoon I just felt so drained from the heat. Like it was literally the heat that was making me feel so tired. What else is going on? I've been getting acupuncture done like every few weeks or so, and it's really working for me. I am apparently very receptive to acupuncture, but I also think that it's because like my spirit guides come in every time I have a session, just like do their own adjustments they need to, because basically you're lying there with all these needles in you for like at least 45 minutes. So it's, I think, and it does impact your nervous system. You know, you do feel really relaxed. So I think my guides are like, yes, this is good. Plus it's really healing. I basically started getting it because I was getting really painful periods, and this energy healer that I see suggested that I get acupuncture, and she's seriously like so in touch with my guides. She was always just giving me this incredible healing and advice and all of that stuff. She works more in like a physical, well, she doesn't. She does emotional, she works on the emotional and the physical level. And she's also just really intuitive, but she does like chiropractic adjustments and emotional healing stuff. And I believe, you know, being a energy healer myself, that you can't do this work without having your own support system. You really can't. And since I broke up with my therapist, well, we didn't break up, it was mutual. Well, I guess that's still breaking up. Like as in, it was just time to end because we've been together for 6 years and I had done enough. Like it gets to the point when you're doing such like deep, insightful work that, yeah, like sometimes it's just enough. And you have to kind of just focus on living your life at some point, you know, you're like, and it's really interesting because for anyone out there who maybe hasn't had a great ending with a therapist, or, you know, because a lot of people maybe they just don't do the ending ritual, or they don't know how to, or, you know, maybe you never found someone to work deeply with where you felt like you wanted to honor that relationship. But it brings up a lot. It does to consciously say goodbye, to consciously say I love you, and it's time for me to walk my own path, you know? It's like, whoa. And it's interesting because this, like we finished at the end of 2019, and at the start of the, you know, the first couple of weeks, I guess, of ending, it was like, it brought up so much grief and also like almost uncertainty, because I had gotten really used to relying on her as a support, and almost as like a reference point, or I don't know, it was really interesting, the transition that happened for me, because basically after not long I felt really free. I felt really good. I felt like, oh gosh, this needed to happen. I didn't realize how much I was kind of like subconsciously holding myself back because of having her as a safety blanket. Like, it was still this thing of like, I am not 100%, like it was a subconscious script running of like, I am not 100%, you know, responsible for my life. Like, it was this, yeah, almost like a mother-daughter relationship where I was like, it's really fascinating how it's been unraveling for me. And now I just feel like, yes, I needed to have that separation from her so that I could become totally and completely like my own person, totally and completely accountable for my own life, and not checking in with someone not every week, you know, not having someone else to work through stuff with me. You know, I have to then take responsibility when stuff comes up and actually engage with it and really, really be there for myself in a totally different way. And it's the best thing ever, seriously. Untarehe motor shukutro. Iantarehe motor hushkarahu. Hiana harahu taranya motor shutro. Hiandarehe shukuru untarehu. Uandarehe mandarehe shukuru. Hiandarehe atarahu tarahu. Wambarehe narahu tarabu. Wiamuro andarahu tarahu. Have a little check-in. This is where it's at so far. I'm gonna come back. Wow. It's so hot out there. Oh my god. I just wanted to pull a card for everyone who's still watching. And myself. Oh, we got the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. No, I wish I didn't pull them. Alright, Spirit, what do you mean? What do you mean? Alright. Spirit saying it's time that we face the fears of our inner child, or the fears from our childhood, so that we can become this King of Cups, so that we can free ourselves from a prison of our own creation within our mind. Mental stuff is really highlighted at this time, because it's our mental game that really matters in terms of what we are creating in our life. It's our mental game that is really going to give us what is sort of like hidden in our subconscious. It's like the little shoot that we can keep pulling on, and then unearth the root cause, you know. Really interesting, you know. As I was channeling then, I just thought about the coronavirus, and I don't know why, you guys, but ever since I heard about the coronavirus, I have been very, very captivated by it. And I'm usually someone, full disclosure, I am someone who does not watch the news. I avoid the news. I'm very sensitive. Sure, the news reaches me, but I never actively go after it. I never click on any videos like usually. You know, I'll just get my news from what my friends or family tell me about what's going on, and then if I'm interested I might look it up, but usually I try to ask spirit about it. But this one, the coronavirus, as soon as I heard it, I just had this feeling like, oh, this is something. This isn't just mass hysteria, you know. So I don't want to alarm anybody, but it is my intuitive feeling like that this will be one that is pretty significant. I've been finding it really fascinating that in 1919 was the Spanish flu after World War I that killed many millions of people, and it's now 100 years later and we have the coronavirus, and there's like, you can look at this pattern of viruses coming up where basically every 100 years, so around the 2020, 1920, 1820, 1720, 1620, they had a virus outbreak that was significantly, there was a significant death toll related to it. The other thing about the Spanish flu was like there was a secondary strain of it that was mutated from the original one that was a lot more lethal. So anyway, obviously I look at everything from more of a spiritual perspective, but I don't know, there's something about this virus I can't stop looking into it. I really can't. I think we're more in a period of just watch and wait at this point, because we don't have all the information, and it's something that's going to become clearer because there's actually a 2-week period between when the virus is actually, you are infected and you are infecting others, so you're contagious. However, there's up to a 2-week period where you are completely symptom free. So yeah, I also wonder about I just wonder how it came to be, I guess. That's all I'll say. I wonder about that. I wonder. And I don't know if we'll ever get the truth, but I think that truth is coming out. 2020. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whether we like it or not, ready. And it's like when I play hide and seek with my 3-year-old niece and I'm like, ready or not, here I come. That's 2020. But no, we are ready, because, Spirit never gives us something that we're actually not strong enough to deal with. Spirit always gives us something we are strong enough to deal with. We just always like, what? We don't think we are strong enough when it happens. That's another thing, actually, that's my spirit guides have been working on me with and really showing me recently, is like my tendency to jump to conclusions, or like in terms of I guess it's more of like a tendency to like take things personally in terms of spirit, and not kind of like surrender even having to find a meaning about it. Some things just happen and maybe we'll find out later and maybe we won't. But Spirit's been really clear with me. She's like, everything is happening for your highest and best good. And like, honestly, you don't know what you want, Bridget. She's been really clear with me about that, and it's true. I don't know what I want. None of us do. None of us know what we want. We think we do, and then oftentimes we'll all have an experience of getting it and realizing like, oh, this is not making me happy in the way I thought it would. So part of, I think, really understanding the law of attraction is understanding that we do not know what we wish to manifest. We don't. And to get all busy sitting in the driver's seat and trying to control your life from our limited human perspective, it's not really going to get us very far. But we are in the driver's seat. We do have a certain amount of control in terms of how we take action, how we use our free will. But it's like we need to let spirit be our GPS. You know, we can't just be like, I know that I have to get to here, and I'm just going to do whatever it takes to get there, just ram over people to get there. You know what I mean? Yeah, so if I don't know what I want, then it can become like, for me, I think the transition is I don't know what I want, and I don't need to know what I want. Spirit was really clear with me, like around the time of the Gemini full moon last year. So I guess that was around Christmas time-ish. Was it? Oh no, that was the Cancer. I don't know. Oh, that would have been, yeah, before Christmas. She was really clear about basically saying to me, look, Bridget, you have a role here. You do. You have a mission. However, your awareness of that is not really necessary, but your enjoyment of that is. That was her message. And I'm still taking it in, truly. I'm still really taking that in and recognizing the wisdom of that. And even, you know, sort of trying to pass that wisdom on to my clients when it's appropriate, because we get so busy trying to figure out, like, what is my role? What am I here to do? And that's so true. Like, we do need to know, because we need to be anchored into a higher power for us to really carry out our mission, I think. You know, I believe that. But sometimes we get so busy, you know, trying to be like, am I in alignment? Am I not in alignment? Da, 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 da. And we just like make it so much harder for ourselves, when actually what being in alignment is feeling it, you know, is feeling good, or not always feeling good, but like there's an element of it feeling right. Yeah, it might be hard and challenging, but it's like we feel like we're channeling our life force, our precious life force, into something that actually matters to us. You know what I mean? And that's a sign of us being in alignment, is when we want to dig deep, we want to face the challenge, we want to grow, we want to work hard, and not from a place of like, I have to work hard to survive, I have to work hard to be able to make enough money and get by, but from a place of like, I genuinely care enough about this and what I'm creating and what I'm doing in the world that I want to work hard. I want to dig deep in this moment and show up. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is more. I'm talking about painting now, but I guess so this is my style, you guys, you know, like it's pretty rough, but it's so, there's so much depth in the codes, like, because I could keep going forever. Here's one I did recently. I was like I made a card for someone. No, it was wrapping paper for someone. I give away a lot of these as wrapping paper, but so I kind of like, you can either do it so that everything has its own space, or so that it's all kind of like layered and layered and layered and layered, and Spirit was like, yeah, you can keep going forever, or you can stop at the first layer kind of thing. And I don't know, I just liked that because it makes sense to me when I channel light language with my voice, or through sound channeling like that. There is so much more going on than even what we are hearing, you know, it's so deep what is going on. so deep. And I will tell you guys as well that healing that I showed you guys that I did on myself, the one that was like, what might a session with me look like? That was powerful. Oh my goodness. I have been really healing. It's been bringing up a lot, which is good. Like, I'm always really grateful to have a healing activated, and obviously Spirit knew that I needed it and that it would also resonate with others. So I've had a few emails from people saying that it was exactly what they needed too, and it's often that way. But also, what was I going to say as well? Oh yeah, but also there's a Leo full moon coming up. I think it's the 8th of February here in Australia, and I'm a Leo moon. Pretty sure everyone knows that by now, I keep saying it. And basically, yeah, like if a lunation falls in your sign, you know, your moon sign, then it's definitely, it impacts you quite a bit. So I've been feeling a lot of themes come up around like self-confidence, playfulness, self-expression, throat chakra, a lot of real strengthening of my heart space as well. Like I feel like nowadays I speak from my heart. Like I can feel the resonance of it in my chest, whereas I used to feel it almost like tightness in my throat if I would speak for a long time. So I know that I've made huge progress in linking heart to throat. All right, here's the finished picture. Do you like it? I like it. It's just, you know, it is what it is. In a way, also a reflection of all of you guys who've watched it be created, because I was tuning in with all your energy, I'm sure. But anyway, if this is looks like some of the medicine that you might need in your life at this time, then send me an email. And yeah, I'm offering light language art in watercolor as well as in black pen for smaller codes. I'm experimenting with charcoal and colored pencils right now, like separately, and also with painting on canvas too. So I'll keep you guys updated in my art experiments. But yeah, thanks for spending time with me today. I really enjoyed it. Much love. Bye.